Whether you have a job or you're looking for a job, this video is going to be very important for you. According to the US Bureau of Labor data, it's taking approximately 20 weeks or 5 months to land a job in today's market. And for the people out there that are looking and have a specific kind of niche to them, there is allegedly it's taking up to 8 months. Now, the reason that I wanted to talk about this topic is because on LinkedIn, I saw that there were several people that were looking for jobs for months and months now. Somebody said since August they've been looking for a job and they've applied to like 500 places or something like that. And so I decided to do some more research, and apparently it takes somebody approximately in the United States 221 job applications to finally get a job. You might not even get that in today's day and age as well. Like, that's going to be considered the average, really? Like, this is incredible. The time that we are living in is truly insurmountable in regard to the inefficiency and ineffective ways in which we are operating in our society. It is almost as if the culmination of stupidity and disregard for people is at an all-time high. And it's just getting worse. I mean, this is not trying to be doomsday or doomer or whatever, but that is simply the fact that the truth is bearing out when you look at it is the truth of the matter that is being bared out with the facts when you look at it. This is crazy. I mean, people that have been looking for jobs for 5 to 8 months in order to finally land a job that they're qualified in. Like, this isn't just like entry-level jobs. These are legitimate jobs. And you see the people that are doing well and that have, like, this is the reason why people that are outsourcing jobs to other countries is a problem for the United States, that is. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think a lot of the elites are understanding the magnitude of stress, really, is what it comes down to. The magnitude of stress that accompanies the domain of survival nowadays. Because obviously the gaps between higher class and lower class are just getting even more spread out than already before. The middle class is continuing to disappear. Eggs, where I'm at, are you kidding me? Eggs went up again in price. And then they have the whole for sale sign. For sale, $6.59. Last week it was for sale, $5.49. What? Like, you guys are jumping up the price and then saying for sale, like as it's like a good deal. You guys are nuts. And this is marketing at its best, right? Because it makes you think like, oh, there's something that I'm getting for sale, when in reality you're still paying more. And I don't know why the eggs are going up. I don't know why food is continuing to go up. Does anybody know why? I mean, this is what I'm saying is, like, we don't understand the depths in which these times are going to reside in necessarily. We don't know exactly where we're headed. And sure, Donald Trump can come in and we might see, the stock market go up, Bitcoin go up, all these great things that might happen. I hope so. I really do. I really hope so. But considering that we're still seeing attacks in the United States, we've literally had like 4 attacks in the last 5 days, terrorist attacks. There's more information that's coming up about these things. Nobody knows really what exactly is going on. They want us to believe certain things. The aim of our government is like lie and then keep lying when we're asked about why we're lying. That's the mentality that our government seems to have. And so we're put in a rock and a hard place where we don't have even the resources for basic survival and needs now. At least we do have them, but the cost is going to continue to rise, whereas the labor is getting cheaper and cheaper. Like, I've seen people that have job applications on LinkedIn. They literally post screenshots of the job application, and it says like 5 years. I posted actually a while back, maybe it was like a month ago, on my community page for YouTube and on X and everything, where it had like, job applications in 2024. You have to have 5 years experience. You have to be willing to travel for work. You have to be willing to work overtime for less pay. You have to be willing to work anytime, 24/7, available on call, and the pay is $15 an hour. Like, that's that's the kind of point in which the society is at. So my best thing to, as far as advice is, you've got to be developing skills that are going to, not only soft skills, but also hard skills that are going to help you for survival down the line. Because it's really just about survival at this point. And the survival of the fittest game, whatever this game we're being thrown into, none of us really asked to play this game. And yet we're being told and instructed. Like, that's the thing. We're not even being informed. We're being instructed at this point. And if you don't do what you're instructed to do, well, all of a sudden, if you start questioning certain people, your privileges are going to go away. Your ability to communicate on the interweb is going to go away. Like, all these different things. And it's like, you got to wonder, at what point will they stop? Well, they're not going to, okay? It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's a famous saying, right? As the saying goes. And so what we have to do is really determine, how are we going to develop these hard skills and soft skills. And one thing that I've been learning about more is how to preserve food and how to make weapons from nothing, basically, because I know that I can hunt. I know how to hunt, but I'm going to need the skills to do so down the line. And so I'm developing those types of skills. I'm learning more about how to grow my own food. I've been looking into how to grow my own sweet potatoes recently. I really like sweet potatoes, and I've never thought about growing sweet potatoes. I've grown like the yellow potatoes in the past, but I've never grown sweet potatoes, and I didn't know if there was necessarily a difference. But that just goes to show just my own ignorance when it comes to certain things about growing food and agriculture and etc. So I'm learning with everybody else, and I'm seeing the writing on the wall. In the last year and a few months, I saw over a dozen now people being laid off, either for AI or their jobs are going to be outsourced to other countries. Specifically, like Pakistan has been a big one, and India. India and Pakistan, those have been two of the most outsourced countries that I've seen, based off of my own experience and then people on LinkedIn that I've seen as well. So that's just something kind of interesting to take note of, I think. And the reason being is because, well, why pay? Let's say you have a graphic designer at a marketing company, and the graphic designer is qualified to make, I don't know, let's say $24 an hour. And that's a very reasonable salary for a reasonably good graphic designer, by the way. So let's say you get $24 an hour, which is roughly like, I don't know, 50K a year, roughly like that. Nothing spectacular, nothing, but it's definitely going to be a solid income. Okay, most places you should be able to survive on 50K in the United States. So let's say you have that. Well, why pay the graphic designer $24 an hour if you can pay this person in Pakistan who may not be as good as the graphic designer in the United States that went to school for this kind of a thing and also has extensive experience? But why pay the person $24 an hour if you can pay this Pakistani person $8 an hour? And yeah, the work might not be as good, but it's 3 times cheaper basically for the labor, which means more money in whose pocket? Well, the owner, if you're the owner, or more money to allocate certain other expenses. I've seen so many companies spend so much money on lunches and dinners for with clients and such. It's unbelievable the amount of money people will pay. There was a steakhouse in Salt Lake. This is I'm like 2 hours of a drive from Salt Lake, in northern Utah. But in Salt Lake City, which is the capital of the state, there's a really nice steakhouse, and the steaks there are like $150. Okay, that's just for the steak. That's not even for like appetizers or anything like that. Okay, and they took this client who is a really nice client. They took this client, but why did they take him why did they have to take him to this place? They spent like $1,000 on dinner or lunch or whatever it was. And that's where the money is going. Instead of your pocket, the person that's actually qualified, that's where it's going. It's for the illusion of luxuriousness, as far as my understanding goes. For certain companies, that's where the money's going. And that's fine, I guess, if you're trying to save money, but then just to be luxurious. I mean, that's materialistic as far as I can tell. And there's nothing wrong necessarily with being luxurious, but at the expense of your own people, that's where I have an issue with it, because that's exactly what's happening. So the fact that it's taken 5 to 8 months for people to land a job in the United States on average, that's insane to me. That's insane. And it's just more of the sign of the times to develop your skills, whatever that is. And I mean, if you want a network where that your network is your net worth, where people are going to have certain skills available, where you want a community that is not just a personalized community, but also a professional community, that's where the Regal Change Academy is going to come into play. All right, we have the free Discord available. We also have the paid community. Now, the paid community is where people that are more serious about certain things are going to be, but the free Discord is still very plentiful as far as the fruits that you can bear there. We've got a bunch of free resources there. Obviously, the godly community, because this is a godly channel. Okay, we talk about a variety of different topics and things, but this is a godly channel. When I say that, I mean I follow Jesus. I don't necessarily consider myself Christian per se, but I follow Jesus and I do whatever he needs me to do as far as my abilities are concerned, and in the best manner that I can for him and his will. And one of those things is the communities. So in the paid community right now, I've seen the need for people to be educated properly, because they're not getting educated in the school system anymore. So what are we going to do about that? Well, we're going to teach them about how to help themselves build their purpose, their brand, their business. If you're an entrepreneur or you just want to learn more about business or whatever, we have a couple different workshops and classes in there that you can check out. We also have meditation workshops. We have fitness workshops. We have a bunch of other different kinds of things going on right now. We're studying the art of war in a class series right now as well. And we also have a meditation retreat, a virtual meditation retreat coming up in about a month or so. And that's going to be available for everyone, but I'm going to be working out the details and providing a formal announcement later this week about that and how that'll work and everything in that regard. But if you want to join that community or either of those communities, check out the link in the description box below. Also, I want to appreciate everybody that's been moving from YouTube over to the X and Rumble and Instagram platforms. I appreciate your guys' extra support there. And with all that being said, God bless you if you're looking for a job right now. I understand that it can be a difficult thing. And I will pray for you all that are looking for a job or just seeing the writing on the wall. I mean, it's time to get the resources and do what you need to do, because that's all we can do at this point. So with all that being said, peace be with you all. Till next time.